Welcome. My name is Trish. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm looking into Jack and Lily Sullivan again today and going a little bit deeper with this reading today. A couple of things that I've seen on this case that have hit a chord, and I feel that I wanted to delve a little bit deeply on here. Now, first of all, before I get to that, they are doing another search around a boot print, so I wanted to take a look at that, see where that's up to. I'm going to do a spread and see what the cards want to reveal. First of all, I'm going to ask about the search and the boot print and the investigation at the moment. Now, I did hear, before I forget, when I was tapping in, something about an accurate spot is what to do with the investigation. Now, I don't know if it was narrowing in. That was more like they're trying to get the accurate spot. Somewhere along that. Hopefully it comes back anyway, but I just wanted to try and get that out before I forgot. Also wanted something I found very interesting was stepfather Daniel was saying, concerned about mother Malia's mental health, maybe to change your focus to outside around Malia. That was, I thought, very interesting. So I want to ask the cards what they say about that. Is it worth taking a look at that side? Now, there also a lot of talk and chatter on the internet about being hidden by perhaps family members, so taken and hidden. Now, I did get the hidden cards, but it can also mean body hidden as well. So I got a couple of hidden cards in the reading that I did, but that can just mean body hidden as well. So I will take a look at that. Readings that I've been doing, I've been getting, unfortunately I have had the death card. I've been getting around water very strongly in the reading, also getting lung issues and vulnerability, so vulnerable situation, lung issues and water issues have been coming up a lot around this case. So hidden stuff. Now let me try and tap in. One thing to note, in one of the readings that I did, I asked if mother knows what happened to the children, but the death card fell out there. That's where the death card fell out. So I don't make any accusations. I lay the cards clearly for you to see. I will not accuse anybody, but sometimes with cases, cards just keep coming out to show a certain person, and that's usually where the direction needs to go. So, but I don't make any accurate accusations. It's just like the other case that I'm working on at the moment was the Phoebe Bishop case. The roommates kept coming out over and over again, and I don't make accusations, but the cards kept pulling out over and over again. A lot of things around that case, actually the cards hit on quite correctly with that one, and there has been an outcome with that case. So just moving on now with this one and coming back into this energy of Jack and Lily. The energy tapping into Jack and Lily's case was I had to layer up 3 times. 3 times going in, doing the process of layering up to get in there. It's almost had to power up in a big way. Like it was like to get through, to budge through. It was really interesting the way it happened. But yeah, really having to be really determined to get in. And normally when I go in and I'm shown the stream of connection that I have, it comes to me very clearly, very easily. I can see if I've got a couple of streams or if I've got a big stream, and it shows me the connection and how strong the connection is to what I'm reading on. Normally that happens pretty easily. Today it was really difficult to see that connection. It was like they kept showing me something else instead, something sitting on in front of it, a big eye actually. First of all, it was like a big eye, so I had to work through that, and then, as I said, 3 times going in, layering up, and then on the third one I had to really push out so much energy to be determined to get through and crack through. So I don't know what's going on there. Again, children cases get me a little bit. I've always find it a little bit more difficult to read on children cases, but I'm not sure what that is. It's probably just my resistance a little bit there as well, which could actually be what I'm trying to push through. I'm ready to start, so I'm not sure. I just had a blackout then. I'm not sure what that was, but I'm just going to get straight into this. I shuffle a little bit differently to other people. If you haven't been on my channel before, it's just the way I do it. My spirit team likes the way I do it. They give me answers, and it's like I kind of just shuffle. So there we go, one's already flipped there. So I kind of shuffle just so what my intention here is, I'm opening so spirit next to me can see each card. So usually I don't look at the cards when I'm reading, but I'm shuffling to say to spirit, go through go through and pick which cards you want to come out. And when spirit sees a card, they flick it out, and that's how I read. Sometimes cards will fall out because I'm a loose shuffler, but it's the cards that I'm going for are the cards that flick out, because it's my intention, and it's the way I've always done it, is that I'm showing spirit the cards, each card one at a time, and if when they see a card they like, they can flick it. So and I don't look at the cards. So that's how I work. Just thought you should know. A little bit different, and that's the way I've always done it. Spirit works that way with me, and it's the way that they give it to me, and I will go with what spirit teaches me and the way spirit likes things. So that's how I work. So I'm getting into this energy now. There's again a little bit of resistance here, energy tapping in again. So it's almost like a resistance going on here, and I'm not sure what that is. So I'm going to lay a spread from the crime deck first of all, the investigation deck, to see what we can see in that reading. So it may be a little bit differently in that way how I'm going to read this. When I'm going to tap into the energy of Jack and Lily, I'm going to use the soft connections deck because it's softer energy. So to get an overview of what is going on and where we are with this case, I'm going to lay a spread, and then I will ask those two questions that are bothering me, and then we'll go in and we'll read from the soft deck to read the energy of the children. My intention here is the children, and only the children. My intention is to help a way to find the children. It's a way to find, the safety of the children, what happened to the children, where are the children. So that's my intention here. My intention is not to make accusations, but my intention is to help where I can around the children. So as we are running out of time, and speaking of that note, nobody wants this case to become like a Summerwells case, and that's what I'm worried about here. The Tower card on the bottom, and sometimes I'll flip over and show you what the bottom of the card is, and sometimes it's relevant. So the bottom of the card is the Tower and the chaos. I pick up a lot of chaos within that home, around the home, and leading up definitely to the children going missing. There was definitely chaos and turmoil. I quite often get the domestic violence card there, which can just mean an unstable household, or it means domestic or violence within the home, but it can just mean very turbulence and instability around the home. Okay, that one was looking like coming out. So we've got here, this is the walking on a dark road. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle now, lay these cards, and see what the cards want to reveal about this case. Back. Let's do our first initial overview of what the cards are saying, what they mean, and then I'll go a little bit deeper with the layout of the cards here. So first of all, we've got rumors behind the scenes. So there is a lot of rumors in this case for sure. I said that in one of the other readings that I did. There's definitely a lot of things that are rumors. Now we're getting different family members coming forward on the internet. This is family members of the paternal father. We've got family members of the mother's energy. There's a lot of back and forth going on here, but there is a lot of rumors here as well. One of the other things that speaking of rumors, I think it's the paternal's father's aunt mentioned Halifax Lake. So that was one thing that I did want to look at, because I get water every time. So that was one of the questions that I did want to look at. Thank you for reminding me there. Okay, so lots of rumors in this case now. Very clearly we can see down here, body is hidden near water. So we've got the water card once again. Body is hidden near water. Okay, then we have the stalker being watched, a web of lies, and the payback wheel of fortune. Okay, so with this line here, I'm feeling this could be family members being watched. So investigators looking at the whole scenario here, watching all of the family members. They're watching what's going on with the social media and different family members. They're aware of all of that. So they're watching this and they are trying to work their way through this web of lies. So we've got this web of lies in the center. So around, again, that's what I'm getting with this case. So a lot is going on here. Now it's almost like people are feeding lies into this case on purpose to cloud the energy. I did see when I first tapped in an umbrella of cloud, a cloud above of an umbrella. Symbolically, I can see now that means clouding the whole energy of this case with lies. So making it difficult to wade through, and that's what the energy feels like, really difficult to make your way through. And having a look at this cloud vision that they gave me, it was like umbrella, like the whole case is covered by an umbrella of a dark, thick cloud. So it makes it difficult to wade your way through that case. Now, this is spiritually as well as physically. So when we're looking at investigators like working their way through the lies that are going on in this case, they're aware of the whole web. What's going on with the internet. I've got to say that with the website. So they're familiar with, they're looking into in the background of all the cases. Rumors, there's a lot of rumors here, and they're trying to wade their way through this thick cloud of lies and misinformation, and they're looking at each person that is involved here. So not so much involved in the case, but involved in saying these things, such as family members that are coming forth as family members, whether they are or not. I'm not here to dispute that in any way, but what I'm saying is that what I'm getting out of this thickness, it's like it gets thicker and darker. So it's like the more that comes out, it's like another piece that is just difficult to put together. So this is from an investigation point of view. It's like they've got to wade their way through this thickness and this darkness, this web of lies. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune, payback, it says here. So Wheel of Fortune and payback. So this is the card that I do probably need to validate out of all of the cards. The Wheel of Fortune in the tarot, it can, guilty. Okay, so thank you. That was very quick that came out then. So what I'm getting out of the Wheel of Fortune, what I was thinking was that the case turns around. So we get a I don't know if it's a breakthrough, but a turning point is what I'm going to say. A turning point in this case. A turning point that could lead to a conviction, or it could lead to an arrest. I'm hearing these things coming through now. So it's like we're getting to a turning point in the case right now. I feel it's to do with them looking, the investigators looking at the whole scenario, wading their way through this thickness of lies and rumors, and they're looking at each scenario, and I think there becomes a turning point. There's a turning point coming up which could show guilty. We've got the guilty card, because I wasn't quite sure where it's turning, because I see the Wheel of Fortune and I started to say what Wheel of Fortune is. It's when your fate turns. It's when it goes from one thing to another. The situation can flip on its head, or upside down. It can flip from one thing to another. So it's like a flipping of the story, or the narrative even, is what I'm getting. But it's like it feels more like a breakthrough. So where we've got all this thick energy, this web of lies, this rumors, this dark cloud, the vision that they gave me, it becomes more like something happens that flips this, and the wheel flips in order for them to recognize where guilty parties lie, is what I'm feeling with this energy over here. Now, down the bottom, I've got to read before I get to this line over here, because you can see quite clearly here this card is mother figure. So down the bottom it says drugs, alcohol or blood, and a crime of passion or desire. Now, crime of passion I always equate to, that can be like heated emotions, and I do feel this energy is chaotic, leading into the children missing. There's chaotic energy going around, and we have like a crime of passion or desire sitting next to drugs and alcohol. So that's quite a not a good mix, sitting below the mother energy there. So mother energy. Now, it says crime of opportunity. So an opportunity, interesting. We've got mother, crime of opportunity, crime of passion or desire, mother in the middle. So I'm just going to leave that there. As I said, I don't like to make accusations, but I just want to show you what the cards say. But there's also alcohol, drugs, or blood there. So, okay, let me just tap in one more time, because sometimes I think I pull the cards away too quickly. I just want to see if there's any other thing that I can pull out of this reading with this energy. So as always with this case, I'm always getting hidden. I'm always getting water. I'm getting now that there is maybe a turning point. We're looking at guilt here. And it's like it's been difficult. It's been challenging, I'm feeling, with this web of lies and these rumors and this dark cloud. It's been quite a really challenging case to get to make a breakthrough. It's like really challenge, and that's what and even the energy tapping in is showing me how difficult this case is. There's a lot here that doesn't make sense, but it's showing me the difficulty of this case, and it's almost like you've really got to be on your A game from an investigation point of view to really crack any part of this, to make headway here. It's like really having to be determined to make a breakthrough here, and I'm just going off the energy that I had to do going in. I feel surrounds the whole energy of the case. So it's like yeah, you've just got to be really on your A game here. It's quite a challenging, there's challenges involved here with this case. There's definitely challenges, maybe challenges that don't appear in all cases, but there's some challenges here. But it shows that there's going to be a flipping of the wheel of fortune, to show maybe a little breakthrough, or maybe information, maybe somebody flips. That could be a thing too, flipping, because I thought I saw a card, somebody wanting to talk. Okay, let's move on. Now, I don't know if that came out in when I did the tap-in reading before I hit the record button. I just wanted to make sure I was reading on the right case. So I'm going to pull a spread now for, let's do the information that came out around the Halifax. I'm just going to make this a very simple spread here. Halifax Lake, somebody said searching, looking for, I just saw the death card then too. So Halifax Lake, and you can see the death card sitting right there. Okay, I need to focus. So mother sitting on the bottom. We've got checking the timing around what's being given. DNA evidence. Looking at DNA evidence. Missing. These are really, really interesting cards here. Family connection, social media. So there's some really active cards that are jumping. Now, I didn't get a chance to pose this question, so it's not about the question I was trying to ask, because the cards just started jumping before I got to that. So right here we're seeing mother, family connection, DNA, lineage, missing person, but check the timing. There's something going on with the timing. Also looking at social media, the family members on social media. So repeat offender and unaware of the surroundings over here in the corner. So let me just, and rumors, lots of rumors around certain situations. So I just want to make you aware of these cards that came out. They're asking me to jump to the other question that I had instead of the Halifax. So I'm going to put these ones back, even though I feel that these cards are connected to the other question, which was what Daniel said about, or stepfather Daniel said about, concerned about Mother Malia's mental health. We need to be looking outside around her, like that. I'm not sure if that's the exact words he said, but it was something around that area. And now we've got mother, we've got family connections, or connections around her. See the round ring there? So connections around her. So for missing information, evidence, or searching, putting our attention that way. Now there is something going on with the timing. We need to be taking a look at the timing there. There's issues around timing. There's also something around DNA evidence here. So whether they're going to find something around DNA evidence to do with their searching, or we're looking for a lineage with the DNA, or we're looking at something to do with DNA. Let me just try and pull that information in a little bit better there. Okay, so we're looking here at something around DNA evidence. and somebody wanting to talk. So I knew that card was sitting in the energy field somewhere. I didn't know if it had fallen out or if I said it. I just knew the energy around that was there. But it feels like there's family members talking. Now, what I'm getting across with here is that this line here feels to be like paternal father family talking on the internet is what's going on here. It's also family talking, stepfather Daniel's side. Now, I don't know how much of Mother Malia's family are talking. I haven't seen any evidence or any information about that. But what I'm getting is this feels mother energy. This feels internet energy. Outside energy. So somebody talking too much. Family talking too much on social media. Okay, so whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, it's being looked at. We saw that looking card there, but what the cards are saying there is that family members on social media are talking too much. There's a lot of that going on in this case, which is really interesting. But up here, meanwhile, we're missing these children. We're still searching for these children. We're looking for any DNA connection around this case, which again, it's another thing which makes this case very difficult because there's no even scent after the driveway. So now I did get a car or a vehicle in one of the readings, so indicating that there was something to do with a vehicle or a car, but they don't have any scent after the driveway. So there's a lot of, again, rumors, lies, weird information in this, but they're looking for the DNA evidence here, and that's what one of the difficult things of this case is that there doesn't seem to be any DNA outside of that. Whether or not they've found it in this search is one of my questions I want to get onto, and the timing. So definitely something going on with that timing as well. So let me see if I can get one of these questions out. I have the 3 questions. It's the Halifax, it is the surrounding the mother, given the words of stepfather Daniel, and the other question being lost. It'll come back to me. That's okay. A digital footprint. So looking into the digital footprint of who the vehicle. The vehicle. So as I said, I do always feel there was a vehicle. Now, I also pick up in this case something that reminds me of a case around a motorhome. A child that was behind closed doors on a motorhome. I don't know why I picked that up in one of the readings. Maybe it is connected somehow to like a vehicle, like a motorhome type vehicle or something. I'm not too sure why I get that, but we're looking at digital footprints of maybe vehicles in the vicinity at the time. Can you look at pings of cell towers, or I don't know, what can they do about that? So timing, maybe not in the exact timing, maybe if they look like in the night hours before. So I mean, it's only when it's hearsay, when police don't know if it's factual information that they're getting. They're wading their way through a web of lies here, to remember with that card that came out. So maybe they need to look at other hours as well, looking at vehicles in the area, and using like towers to look at the digital footprint of vehicles around the vehicles. It's as an important part there. Confrontation on the bottom of the deck. I do feel there was kind of chaotic energy leading up around this. Let me narrow in. This case shows you've got to be really focused on specific topics here. So first of all, let's take a look at Daniel's words. Stepfather Daniel's words, worried about Mother Malia's mental health, and says you need to change your focus to outside around Malia. So outside around Malia. So looking outside around her energy, given that that's what the stepfather Daniel said, to look at her outside around her energy, not focus on her specifically. I'm seeing the lovers there, something about a relationship around her. Somebody knows too much and wants to talk. There is jealousy and cheating, or phone records, something about phone records. You say she's looking at a phone, or jealousy and cheating. And over here, water deeply involved. So again, we've got water. So water comes up every time. We've got the yes card. The sun means yes. Guilty, yes. I'm just reading the cards, no accusation. This is all alleged. It's just card reading for entertainment purposes only. But let me just tell you what these cards say, and I won't make any accusations, but I'll just leave it where it is. We've got, again, crime of passion sitting here on this topic around her. Crime of passion or desire. So interesting, it's come out twice around her energy. And then we've got the lovers or a relationship sitting there over there as well. Somebody around her, we're talking about the energy around her, knows too much and wants to talk. Now I don't know if anyone around her has been talking. It's been coming from other families, but yeah, somebody around her knows something. Now it is we've got the jealousy and cheating, we've got water connection, we've got yes, guilty, and we have got crime of passion or desire. I've got the other question. I knew it would come back to me. We're looking at the investigation. So they're doing a search currently where the evidence, there you go. So the investigators, their investigation, where we're up to with it, they're looking at around the boot area. Now, what I want to do is looking for missing pieces. They're looking for missing information. Here we've got the devil card, the narcissist, torture, rage, energy around restrictions. It can be addictions. It can be heated energy, restraints. It can go into a much darker, deeper energy here. Now, I feel like when they're investigating, they're looking into they could be looking as part of missing pieces to this kind of energy here of this person here. Interesting. It feels really out of place to me. It hasn't come up at all before. It's significant because it's come up. We're looking at missing pieces. So let me pose the question, because I said I've got to be very strict and very determined to get the questions out. Okay, so nice slow shuffling here as I go through, and let Spirit choose. We've got the Death card there. Let's turn that one up that way. Okay, so first of all, we are looking at the investigation. They're looking at a boot print. Are they getting close? I was getting something around trying to find an accurate point or pinpoint an accurate spot for informational searching. So show me where the investigation is going, how's it going, and we're looking at that boot print. So crime of passion or desire. So we're looking at I wonder if that's what they're looking into at the moment. Accomplices and had help. So they're looking at the people around the main characters, and it says there is a connection, and the connection. So they're looking at the connections. It's the Fool card here, and the Please Find Me. This is the dirt road, wooded area. Darkness, we've got that Moon card. It's the Fool card, risk taking, but I feel it's more about the visuals on this card. But it says please find me, dirt road, bush area. You can see the trees, moonlight, darkness. So, and I just want to see what the bottom card was. Judgment, harsh judgment. Okay, we're looking at the investigation. We're looking at where the recent search is, where the boot print was found. Are they narrowing in? Are they trying to pinpoint something? Are they going to find anything? Evidence. Clues. I'm going to take that because it was flipping. Okay, we'll take that. That's what we'll take. Please find me. So they're looking, they're looking into confrontations, and that's the thing too with this. The families are fighting. There's a lot of confrontation energy around this case. So let's take a look at what we've got on the table here. Police are looking for clues, but they're looking at clues around being put in something. This says put in a room or a place. So put in something. So they're looking for clues about that. Now they're looking at a boot print around a gas pipeline. So where they put in something, put in a pipeline, put in somewhere. So they're looking, again, this star card is in the water. You can see the water around, so around water. But it says here, they're looking for clues. That's where they're up to with the evidence. They're looking for the investigators looking at evidence around being put in something. Put in what? Let's ask. Let's ask. Up the top, heavy burdens or carried. Accomplice had help. Heavy burdens to do on your own. So there's accomplice had help. So they're looking into that. They're looking at crimes of passion or desire around the situation, or actually we're looking now at the evidence and what the police are looking at or what the investigators are looking at, but there's a connection to that. It's come out 3 times in this reading. Okay, and here we've got the magician, so that's really kind of dark energy, and I feel there's a bit of dark energy in here. Now I'm moving along a little bit quicker because I want to get through, and I feel the energy shifting a little bit, which is why I'm probably going to have a look at this soft deck. Did I get everything that I wanted to ask? I'm going to have to leave it because I'm getting indications that I need to change over. Okay, this is the connection oracle, softer energy. Okay, recovering and healing. Didn't flip out, but it flipped over. Water. Okay, water. This is a water card, so you've got the swan on the water. River, pond, or swamp, it says. And this one here is unintended, not meant to happen. Maybe it wasn't meant to happen what happened. Unintended, not meant to happen. Water, swamp, river, body of water. Swift outcome, communication message for you, throat issues, something going on with the throat, memories, reminisce, or dementia. So memories. More information on that one there, please. Vehicle, car ride, vehicle connected to reminiscing, people from the past, vehicle. Vehicle involved, it says, journey. Okay, so they're working very hard at the moment, going through all information. This is just an overview, general around the case. This is not Jack and Lily's energy because I'm doing that next. Just wanted a little overview of the case. It says they're working very hard here to make connections in this case. They're seeking information. It says curiosity around and searching for truth, hidden secrets or hidden. This is a dog, a sniffer dog, seeking out clues, seeking out remains. This is where the investigation is at the moment. So they're piecing their way through connections, making connections between all of this web of lies to work out what is correct. It's like there's the wheel flips, as we saw there, to get a spark of curiosity. There's something around curiosity there as well. It says it on there. Seeker of information. So they're really having to get the facts straight, the information straight. Now, are they narrowing in? Are they getting closer? Let's just see what the cards have to say. Are they getting closer? Okay, this is new, fresh information. Here it's the new, fresh card. It's unintended, not meant to happen that way, not at fault. So they're looking at new information about who is at fault. Here, getting a little bit clarity. So they're starting to make a little more sense. Maybe they're wading their way through this thick cloud, and things are starting to become a little bit clearer to the investigation. So maybe they are getting a bit more clarity on what is going on here. It says, I had to go, the journey is over, I could not stay. So had to go, the journey is over. To get to the end of this journey, which is the investigation, they're getting a bit more clarity, which is taking them a step further into which direction they have to go on this search or this journey. Bottom of the deck then was the weaknesses, which is the weaknesses, children's vulnerabilities. Okay, Jack and Lily's energy. Let's tap into the energy of the children. The top we have thankful, they appreciate thoughtful gestures, they appreciate the attention, they appreciate all the help and assistance that they're getting. So that's the energy around them. They're appreciated and thankful, thoughtful gesture, assistance. They're thankful for all of the assistance. I didn't read that before, it was coming through anyway. So they are appreciative of all the assistance that is being received here. I am here to help you. Here to help. Okay, unintended, not meant to happen, not at fault. So not now. There is some kind of control, and I don't want to neglect this card here as well. It is important. It's come out a couple of times. Here we've got the control card. We've got the Scorpio card. That's a water sign. So again, we've got that water energy. It's the controlling issues or power struggles around the dynamics of the families or the dynamics of the household here. So there was a little bit of control issues going on there, I feel. Now, it wasn't meant to happen the way that it did. So I think maybe there was a plan, but it didn't really happen the way it was meant to happen. We've got the dilemma. There was a dilemma with this situation, but it placed the kids were in a dangerous situation because of it, because of the controlling issues, because of the unintended way things were done. Now, this could have been it could have been as simple as the children being not watched. Even it could be that simple. So it's just saying that the children were in a dangerous situation. It wasn't meant to happen the way that it did, which is strange because it wasn't meant to happen at all. What happened was not meant to happen is a better way of saying that. Water, Scorpio, controlling issues. Now we've got connection here. We've got there's connections around here, and the weaknesses, foolish moment, moment of weakness. And again, this is the card where I feel the vulnerabilities of the children. So in a weakened state, or in a state where they had no control over the situation. They're vulnerable, they're children, but there's a connection to a dangerous situation they were placed in, or a dangerous situation. The whole situation is dangerous around the children. It wasn't intended to be that way, but it turned out to be that way. Interesting. Okay, one more pull, and then this is a final spread, and I'm doing the final spread with anything the cards want to reveal about what is coming up in this case. What is coming up in this case? And I'm using the soft, gentle energy here. Okay, I feel like there's a little bit of bullying energy going on around families, social media. Okay, soulmate energy connected to spouse. Interesting, it says spouse. Comfortable throat. Again, we've got the throat. The Taurus represents the throat or the neck area. Now I was getting lungs. So again, that could be like asphyxiation, it could be water. There's something going on with throat, and lungs is what was coming out when I done the reading last fortnight, so 2 weeks ago. Okay, lack of control. A bad lifestyle. So this is like you can see this is somebody that is drinking, it could be partying. This is a person that's associates, people around them, but it's a bad lifestyle is what I'm getting around that situation. Now, maybe that's what they're looking into. Affection, needing an embrace, hugs to you. Feminine present. We're looking into feminine energy, the female energy here. Female energy. What do you want to say about female energy? Okay, there's a bit of deception around the female involved in this case. Water. It's an anchor. It's in water, but it does say held down. Heavy burdens. I'm going to leave that there. Please read between the lines. Yeah, very interesting cards, and I'm pretty certain that this actually came in maybe the second reading that I done. So I'm going to leave that there. Yeah, hopefully that made sense. Hopefully there was something in that. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please, if you have any questions, 2 or 3 questions is all I need to go into a reading to make it not so scattered. So if there's anything that's been bothering you around this case, please put the questions in there and I can have a look with the cards. Thank you so much for joining me.